Hey, PT for Studio Live today, and over the past 31 days we have written, recorded, mixed and mastered a complete song here in GarageBand in iOS. So today it is the end of the month and it is time to release this song. So in this video I'll be showing you how I release to iTunes, to Apple Music, to Spotify, to Google Play, to all of the online and streaming platforms here on my PC. Unfortunately, as I alluded to in the last video, there's no real way to do this on the iPad, so I'm going to take my master, bring it across to my PC, and I'm going to release this song. So let's go. Okay, so here we are in GarageBand, and this file here, our For the Birds master, is the one where in the last video we took our final mix and we put it into one stereo track and did our final mastering. So I'm going to need to do one little thing here, because if you recall, this particular plugin loses its settings every time we close and open, which is a pain in the bum, but we are going to deal with it. So that is all done now. So this is our final mix. We've got our EQ on there. We've got our peak limiter. It is ready for us to now send this over to my PC. So to do this, I'm going to go back to my songs and I'm going to hit select and tap on this one. And then down the bottom here, I'm going to hit share. So we'll hit share and we'll hit song. So we're going to export this as a high quality uncompressed WAV file down the bottom here, and we'll hit share. So it's going to be 44.1 kilohertz, 24-bit file that is going to now tell us where we want to put this. Now we could just say iTunes, but I've showed you in previous videos why I choose open in, because I want to put this directly into my GarageBand folder so that when I go to iTunes in about 30 seconds, you'll see that I can really easily access this and save it out to my folder here on my PC. So we're ready to go now. We're going to do save to files, and we're going to wait for it to pop up, and then we're going to choose eventually GarageBand. So we're going to hit add. And I already have an item here. I'm going to hit replace just because I've already done a practice run. You know the drill here. I should delete that before I do this just not to confuse things. So that is now done. I can hit done. And now everything that I need to do on my iPad is done except for one more thing. The iPad is plugged in here. So I'm going to go to iTunes. Let's bring iTunes on across and pop the iPad out of the way just for a moment. So if we come in here, we've got the iPad connected. Let's just bring that full screen. We go to file sharing over here on the left, where in our iPad we go to file sharing, and you can see all of our apps down the left hand side here. If we tap on GarageBand, in just a moment it will pop up, and here are all of our files. So here's all of our GarageBand project files, but more importantly here are our actual exported files, including this one here called For the Birds Master. We can check that it's the right one because it's got today's date here, 9:43 a.m. So let's now save this. Now we can't just drag and drop from here, unfortunately. The only way we can do this is to scroll to the bottom, hit save to, and then tell it where to go. I've already got my folder ready to go here under my recording completed For the Birds folder. So I'm going to hit select folder. And at the top here, it'll say copying, and when it is done, it will be done. So that is now over in our folder. If we go to that folder that we have here, and there it is. So there's the old versions that I was playing around with, and here is the latest version of this file. I also have my album cover. So I've made an album cover ready to release this song. I won't go into how to make an album cover in this video, but basically you just need a square graphic file of some sort. If you use Photoshop or Canva or Microsoft Paint or whatever, just make yourself an album cover. We'll need that when we go to release this track in a moment. Okay, so before we move on, let's just double click on this master, give it a quick play. The bird, the bird. And if anything, and you probably noticed this when I was exporting it, I've probably left about 2 or 3 seconds too much time at the end of this song. So we're going to just live with it at the moment. It's just a very long fade out, shall we say. But ideally, I probably would have trimmed that down to about 3:05 instead of the 3:07 seconds that it is there. Anyway, we're going to move on here. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to release this song, which is pretty exciting. And to do so, I'm going to use a service called DistroKid. So you can see here, I'm logged into my DistroKid account, and here are all of my previously released songs from my EP Recoil that I released on this day or on the 1st of April 2017, and this is my last year's worth of releases since I've started using DistroKid. So it's pretty cool here. I can see all of the songs and all the EPs I've released, and then all the platforms that they've been released to over that time. So DistroKid will release to a lot of different platforms. You'll see that when we jump into the upload section in a moment. So let's do that now. We're going to click on upload up the top here, and we're going to upload this. Okay, I've just logged in. You won't see that because you don't need to see my username and password. You don't want you to be releasing songs under my name. So here we have all of the different stores that we can release to. So I release to as many as it can distribute to, because why not? So we've got Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play and YouTube, Amazon, Pandora, Deezer, etc., etc., and MediaNet, which pushes it out to a bunch of other small outlets. We can see what they are from here. So let's jump in and do this now. We've got a number of songs, so it's going to be one song, a single. We can do one up to 35 songs if you're doing a really big double album or something. Our artist band name. Now, we've only got the limited account here, so it can only release under my name. If you go to one of the more expensive producer accounts, you can release under multiple different artist names if you want. Now, I'm already in iTunes and already in Spotify, so it's going to automatically put these alongside all of my other releases on those platforms, which is very cool. My release date I've got today, and again, because I've got the base level account, I can't actually do it any other day. I can't do future releases. Same with pre-orders. If you do want pre-orders to be available, you need one of the more expensive producer accounts, which are still only about $30 or $40. They're pretty good. Record label, again, same deal. It's going to come out as distrokid.com, which I'm not too fussed with. Maybe this year, now that I've been using it for 12 months and I'm liking it, maybe this is a year where I'll upgrade so I can have my own Studio Live Today records or something like that. Anyway, let's go and add our image. So here is where we can add our album cover. So if we click on here, it will come in and it will ask us which one we want. We're going to choose this one, which is right here in our folder. Click open and bingo, there it is, For the Birds. It's got a whole bunch of details here about what you can and can't do in an album cover. So if you're not sure, make sure you read through all of that as well. The language is English. Now, genre, this is where I get into trouble because previously I've always thought my music is alternative. It's very much not alternative these days. This one's probably a rock song. It's closer to rock than anything else. And my more recent stuff's been singer-songwriter as the second one. This isn't really singer-songwriter. I'm going to put alternative just because I like to think that I'm still producing alternative music. Now, the title. Now, this is where there's some controversy here because I'm going to name this For the Birds. You'll notice I've got a capital T in the T. So because I'm using sort of title language here, title grammar, there's a little bit of conjecture. The could be capital T or it could be lowercase t. I'm going with capital T, For the Birds. And I think it snaps a bit more and hopefully it'll be fine. The songwriter is me. I wrote this. It's an original tune. Explicit lyrics? No, it doesn't. Don't think so. No. Now, this is the important part, the audio file. So I'm going to go choose file, and I'm right here, and I'm going to make sure that I select this file here, my For the Birds master.wave. I'm going to hit open, and it's going to pop up like so. There it is, For the Birds master. It's ready to go. This song contains vocals, yes it does, and now here's all the optional extras. I won't go into details on these, but there's a whole bunch left that you can choose to do and add onto your song, but I'm going to not do any of that for now. Now the mandatory check boxes at the bottom here, so I've selected YouTube Music as a store, so it's going to distribute to that. I recorded, authorized to sell it, so I'm not ripping anyone off. I'm not using any artist name in the album title without their approval, and I've read the terms and conditions. I find that one pretty fun. It would be great if I put like Beyonce, featuring Beyonce or something, just to try and get more clicks, and then people are like, hey, this isn't actually Beyonce. Anyway, we're going to hit done now. We are ready to go. We have our album cover in. We'll do a quick check. We'll make sure that our spelling is correct for, oh, look at that. It has corrected my title down to For the Birds. Interesting. So it obviously is not allowing me to use that title because it's like this one, It's the End of the World, the capitalization. So there you go. Yeah, so maybe I need to go back and update my album cover to match that because I'm a bit pedantic. Let's do that. I'm going to do it now. This should only take 2 seconds. We're going to go back into my Canva. You'll get a little bit of a look under the hood here. We'll go into, there's all my thumbnails. We'll go into my album cover. we'll change it. I'm happy to be corrected by people who know better than me. It's now for the birds. Let's save that version. We'll download it as a JPEG, and we'll download. It will download this. Where's my folder? I've got that over on my other screen. We'll just wait for this one to download. In a couple of seconds, it'll be ready. There it is. So I'll just slide this one across, and here it is. So you can see here we've now got this one here. So I'm going to click on this. We'll get our second version. We'll open that, and we're corrected. Once again, I'm humble enough to be corrected by people who know better, and if they think that the title needs to have the as a non-capitalized T, let's go with it. So we're ready to go. We've got our master file there. We're going to hit done, and then we're going to let all of this upload. So we hit done, it's going to verify, and it will go off and do its thing here. So it's uploading the album artwork, and then it's going to upload the track. So this will take a few minutes. We'll return back at the end, and we'll finish off and get this song released. Okay, so we are now done, and no, it hasn't been a whole day. I just did go away and had to change clothes. Long story. Anyway, we are done here. It says that was easy, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a pretty easy process here. You can see here, when will this single be released? Well, it says to give stores 2 days to a week to put your album live. Now, in my experience, it usually takes around that 1 day, sometimes even quicker, sometimes within about 4 or 5 hours. I've had it up on iTunes and Google Play in particular. Spotify is usually 1 or 2 days later, but it's a pretty quick process, and then all the smaller distributors tend to do it over the next few days, and it will keep updating me and sending me an email every time I'm live on a different platform. So we have links at the bottom here that we can go ahead and share that this is coming out if I did want to do that, but I tend to wait until they're available on the platform. So what I can do now is if I can click on my music, it's going to take me in and show me all of the music I have released, and here is my brand new For the Birds single, and you can see it's already been pushed out to all of these platforms. So it doesn't mean it's live on those platforms yet, but it means it's been submitted to those platforms. So it's all there ready to go. Now, I'm on the $19.99 musician plan at the moment, so if I click on the upgrade button here, it'll show me the options I have. So I could go to the Musician Plus for $35.99 with some additional options, or up to the label option for $79.99. And I showed you some of those limitations, like being able to schedule a release for the future, changing the price of albums, having my own record label name, all of those sort of things. So they're not important to me at the moment. Who knows, maybe they will be in the future, but for now, I'm going with the musician plan because it's just a cheap and effective way for me to get my music released to all of these different streaming platforms. Now, if you are looking to distribute your own music and you were thinking of joining up to a program or a platform like DistroKid, then I've got a VIP link, which is at distro.studiolivetoday.com, which you'll be able to see down below there. Now, if you go to that page, you'll go to my VIP affiliate link. So if you sign up using this link, you'll get 7% discount. So off your $20 a year, that brings it down to about $18.50. So it's a small saving, but what they'll do is they'll break off a piece of that, they'll send it my way. That helps me to continue creating this sort of content. So if you want to support me, if you want to support the channel and the work I do here, and you're going to sign up anyway, you can go ahead and do that. If you're not interested and you just want to send it to SoundCloud, send it to YouTube, absolutely cool. But I figured if anyone is following along here and they do want to distribute their own music, then there's an option for you there. And that is going to do it. Thank you to those who have been with me for this video, for the previous videos, for the whole series. It has been a long month, but it's been a rewarding month here in the month of March. We've completed, we've written, we've mixed, we've mastered, we've done an entire song here, and we've now released this song. So I will keep you in the loop and updated here on the channel once this is available, or depending when you're watching it, it may be available right now. So check out the links in the description, and as it is added to these services, I'll be updating and adding it down there. And once again, if you want to listen to the song, if you're interested, or if you want to support me and the work that I do here, have a listen, stream the song, add it to your playlists, share it with your friends, do whatever you like to do. But thank you again, everyone. As always, if you've got comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them for me down below, and I'll see you on the next video.